So how are you, buddy?
Doing all right myself.
Good. I am doing great. Looking forward to the weekend, that's for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, so thanks for taking the time to be on my podcast. This is Christian Santiago, right? Did I pronounce all that right?
Yep. Yes, you did.
All right, awesome. All right, so yeah, I first met you. I think I met you when you came to the open mic that I hosted at Little Ease. I think that was probably the first time we ever met face to face. And one thing that jumped out at me immediately was your ability to play some guitar, my man. You're awesome. I really love your playing.
Oh, I appreciate it. I think actually it was Thomas Murphy's bar in Gloucester
Where
City.
at?
Thomas Murphy's
Oh, that's right.
in
Maybe
Gloucester
it
City.
was. Yeah. Yeah, that might. Yeah, that
Yeah, I
was
think
a
that was
long
the
time
first
ago.
time. Yep.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah. So anyway, but no, I appreciate you reminding me. Yeah, I totally forgot about that time. Yeah, I think I'd only been down there one time, and that was it. So that's awesome. So yeah. So for those people who listen who may not know who you are, give me a quick rundown, if you will, of kind of like what you've got going on, who you are. Give everybody the quick little pitch of who Christian is.
Well, I'm a local musician from South Jersey. I'm currently pursuing music education as an
Mm-hmm.
undergrad at Stockton
Awesome.
University. I'm also
Okay,
a
cool.
musician. I perform. I teach private lessons.
You are currently with the is it Amy Elizabeth band? Is that right?
Yeah, yep. Yes, I
Okay.
am.
Yep. And how long have you been with Amy?
It's been a couple of months now. Well, I knew
Okay.
her a year or two back, and we did a few things. But now she
Okay.
wanted to do a full band and a
Awesome.
duo stuff. So this
Yeah.
summer we have some gigs lined up, which
Awesome.
is gonna be fun.
Yeah,
Definitely a
man.
fun time.
What do you have coming up? No big deal.
I believe a few duo gigs
Okay. Awesome.
coming up soon. In
Mhm.
July,
Okay.
duo gigs around the Tuckerton area.
Okay. Yeah, because Amy, for those that don't know or who need a reminder, Amy Elizabeth runs the Tuckerton Porch Fest. So she's been on this podcast a couple of times, once for herself and then once for the Porch Fest. So that's awesome that you got teamed up with her for both full band stuff and then also duo. Do you do any shows solo?
No, I'm band and duo.
Okay.
Once in a blue moon a trio gig. Once in a
Okay.
blue moon. But that's usually usually it's just full band and duo. I like,
Okay.
being part of a band and collaborating and focusing on my strengths
Awesome.
and bring that
Well,
to the
yes.
table.
Yeah, I hear it. So speaking of strengths, let's talk a little bit about your guitar playing. So, when did you first pick up the guitar? I mean, it sounds like you've been playing your entire life.
Actually, I as a teenager, I was in middle school. Middle school kid,
Okay.
I just saw an interest. There was a guitar in the house from my grandfather who was a World War II veteran. Um,
Nice.
he played. He had another guitar before he was the war,
Mm-hmm.
but this was a guitar he bought after the war from the Stella plant. I think he bought it at the Nork. There's Stella guitars.
Okay.
Ever heard of that
I
brand?
think I've heard of them. I don't know anything about them, but I think I've heard the name before.
Yeah, they had a plant in New Jersey, in Newark, New Jersey, or Jersey City, around that area.
Okay, cool. Was
So
that guitar electric or acoustic?
it was acoustic. It was a folk
Okay.
acoustic steel string guitar.
Nice. So you picked that up and started there?
Yep, took lessons at a local
Okay.
mom and pop store with a teacher.
Nice.
And it was a store run by Ernie Triumpho. Have you heard of that?
No,
Yeah, he unfortunately he passed away a few years ago from pancreatic cancer.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, he was a great musician, great guy too.
Mm-hmm.
Great guy. Yeah, he was known locally as a
Okay.
repairman and a great musician.
Nice.
Um,
How long did you take lessons there?
Man, all through middle school and high school.
Oh, wow. So long time. So few years?
Yeah, a few years, I would say so.
The style of music that you play, I hear a lot of blues influence and some rock influence, all that stuff. Who would you say are some of your bigger influences as far as guitar players go?
I've quite a few. When I started taking lessons, my teacher, who's a big blues cat, he liked
Okay.
Stevie Ray Vaughan, BB King, Clapton,
Mhm.
the household names,
Yeah,
Bill
sure.
Bonamassa, and that's how I learned how to play, lead guitar and soloing, as
Mhm.
playing the blues, and that was the foundation. That was, blues is the grandchild of rock and roll.
Yeah,
That's the
absolutely. Yep.
foundation there.
Right.
So
Yep.
yeah, all sorts of influence. There's jazz. That's a different style of playing. There's a few
Sure, sure.
jazz cats
Yep.
I listen to are pretty good. That
Okay.
are
Do you play
great
jazz?
jazz
Do
master.
do you play
I
some jazz?
studied jazz. I'm more of a background in blues and rock. I studied
Sure.
jazz and some classical pieces here and there through
Oh,
lessons and going to
nice. Okay.
school and having to take private applied courses for
Right,
major
right.
instrument. So
Sure, sure. How far are you from getting your degree in music education?
well, I originally, so I already have a 4-year degree in comm studies.
Oh, cool.
So I'm
Mhm.
going back just to finish my music classes and complete a music ed degree,
Yep.
to be a music teacher in the classroom. So,
Awesome. Awesome. And how when do you think you'll graduate? When will that happen?
I only got a couple semesters of just clinical
Okay.
and just taking music courses.
Okay, cool. So you're currently teaching private lessons. Um if someone were interested in taking lessons from you, how would they get in touch with you?
Well, I go through music and arts. I work at
Oh,
their
okay.
location in Northfield.
Okay, cool. Awesome.
So, and then they
Yep.
would
How
sign
long
up
have you
through
been
music
there?
and arts.
You gotcha. How long have you been there?
Ah, man, it's been, yeah, I've been almost 3 years.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yep, at just that location, and there was another
Yep.
place I was teaching lessons for, like, 2.5 years, a little bit more,
Okay. Okay, cool. What can
professionally.
s what can someone and I'm sorry, this is a dumb question because I took lessons when I was real young, probably like 14 was when I first started. I took like basic lessons where it was like a whole classroom of kids. It was done during the summer at like some random middle school. That was my first introduction to guitar lessons. And then later on as like a teenager, later teenager, early adult, I took private lessons from a music store in my neighborhood. And they would teach kind of, a little bit of theory, and then the teacher would kind of say, "All right, well, what song do you want to learn?" So they would like they would teach a lot of like cover songs. So I'm interested to hear like what are some of your students learning? Do you kind of customize the lesson based on what the student learns, or do you have kind of your own curriculum that you teach fundamentals, things like that?
Well, I go by a method,
Okay.
and then since it's one-on-one lessons, I do tailor it to their interests and what their
Mhm.
goals are specifically learning
Yep.
guitar, but I do
Okay.
go by a method, and that keeps it structured, and I can gauge where they're at in the lessons and in their
Okay.
progress.
So they're learning all about like music theory and scales and chords and all that stuff.
Yeah, real usually it's just beginner intermediate students I get, and it's just real the basics. I tend to be
Okay.
light on the theory, especially as teaching a beginner student. So it's
Sure.
usually just the fundamentals, reading
Yep.
music,
Mhm.
yeah, and then just learn applying what they're learning in the lessons to like songs or riffs or
Mhm.
improvisation. Just work on just having them apply, soloing over changes with a scale they're learning.
Okay.
Real
All
basic
right.
stuff as a beginner.
And then let's see, as far as your own music goes, I know you said you've got some songs released on Spotify. I guess they're instrumental songs. Is that right?
Yeah, I that's just my stuff, just work on just recording. I know like a little
Mhm.
bit of audio engineering, recording, mixing, and just work on I just dabble. It was just a little project I did just to dabble
Mhm.
with recording. I usually
Okay.
record tracks for other musicians and I do collaborate even to sending tracks back and forth with other musicians and artists.
What other bands or musicians have you worked with in like recording and stuff like that?
Well, a friend of mine who he's now into recording because I introduced him to home recording.
Okay.
Vince March, you ever heard of? Does the
No,
name
I
ring a
don't
bell?
think so. No, I don't think so.
I used to play gigs with him when he was with a booking agent. and also full band and dabbling with songwriting and collaborating as well as aside
Awesome.
from the cover gigs and whatnot. And he was interested in learn how to record his own music and own covers, so I helped him
Mhm.
out with that. So and we still send tracks back and forth. I actually did a track for Amy
Okay.
for a song that she wanted to release, and I sent acoustic and electric guitar tracks
Nice.
um, to
And walk me through that process. How does that work? Did she send you anything to, like, a click track then, or how does that work?
well, she sent me, well, actually, it was a guitarist, another guitarist, other guitarist in the band. He
Mhm.
knows how to record and use recording software and mixing. So he sent me the
Yep.
work in progress mix. I just
Mhm.
and I just worked on what they're looking for. So I just record tracks on my own, and then just send
Yep.
him the files through
Sure.
Drive and whatnot.
Okay. Nice.
Pretty
Nice. Any
straightforward.
idea Yeah, any idea when that song might come out?
So that's already released. So that's called it was a track called Into One. It was released as a single. She released it as a single. So it's out on Spotify
Oh,
and Apple
cool.
Music.
So I wanna go back to kind of, like, where you started. So we talked a little bit about how you were taking lessons all through middle school and all through high school. Did you join any kind of bands? Were you in any kind of cover bands or anything like that during that time?
Middle school, I was taking lessons. I was in ensembles, class, guitar ensemble,
Oh,
piano,
cool. Mhm.
yeah, just ensembles in high school. Then when I got to college, I started, playing with cover bands and original music.
What was the name of the bands that you played with or
Well,
part of?
the one college it was called the Huddle because we
Mhm.
used to huddle up and practice. This is when I was like 18 and going to college 19.
Yep.
We were actually focused on original music. This band was interesting. So we were writing alternative music.
Okay.
It was like alternative indie rock kind of. It was
Sure.
different, but it was definitely a unique experience of like writing in that style.
And then did you guys play out anywhere? Did you have any shows or
Yeah, we
anything?
did. We did. So me and the vocalist, we did acoustic duo, and then we started branching out to full band. We added more members. We added a drummer and
Mhm.
bassist, and it was fun. It was fun in
Awesome.
the beginning, but then me and the guys just we went our separate ways.
Yep. Yep.
Uh,
As you
one thing
do,
led to
it
another. Long
happens.
story. So
Sure, sure. Yep. All right, cool. And then let's see here. So I know recently, somewhat recently, you've been at when you come to the open mic at Little E's, you used to bring your guitar and then sometimes either play with a looper or play with like a backing track. And then you started to play acoustic guitar and then also sing as well. So is singing something you're trying to branch out into? Or is
well,
it just kind of for fun at the open mic?
yeah, I mean, I'm a guitarist. I'm not really a singer. But
Right.
my focus is on being a musician and just
Sure.
and playing.
Okay. All
So
right,
yeah,
cool.
definitely fun. Definitely fun going to open mics on my own. It's definitely great for branching out and getting out of your
Right.
comfort zone and just networking.
That's
It's
right.
really
That's
cool.
right.
Really really cool thing.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the open mics are great here in South Jersey, and there is a huge, network of musicians all over the place. So yeah, the more you can to anybody, the more you can get yourself out there and just kind of make friends and meet people, the more it's going to benefit you. Whether that lands you in a band somewhere or just learning how to do stuff, record or whatever. It's always helpful to get to know people and expand your network for sure, right?
Yeah, definitely, and get out of your comfort zone, just meeting people, and
Mhm.
it's especially some of these around here are really fun, and it's like the
Yeah.
revolving same group of musicians, same circle of musicians. So,
Right. It's funny,
so
each open mic has, like, its the pockets of their own, like, kind of core group, and then some people will bounce back and forth from one open mic to another and all that stuff, but it's kind of funny how everybody has, like, their home base when it comes to, like, open mic, you know? I think every time you've come to open mic, not every time, but quite a bit, you seem to show up with something different as far as gear, right? So can you somehow give me like a little bit of a rundown on like your equipment? Like what kind of guitars do you have? Do you have a ton of guitars or just a handful of select few? Like, and like, what are you working with?
I got a few
Mm.
electric. I have acoustic, couple electric guitars, what 3
Mhm.
electrics and acoustic. I mean, I'm
Okay.
pretty simple,
Yeah,
with the
yeah.
setup,
I know you had
simple
a
as possible.
you brought a Telecaster one time. Is that a Fender or is that a Squire
It's actually a
or
Squire that I
okay.
bought right before college.
Okay, sounds great. I love the sound of that Telecaster. What else have you I feel like do you have a Strat what other electrics do you have?
So I have a Stratocaster, that's a classic vibe Squire,
Oh, nice.
that's
They're
pretty
nice.
cool.
Yeah. Yep.
And I also have a Gretsch that a friend of mine gave me, Gretsch
Okay.
Streamliner.
Streamliner.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it's a Les Paul style guitar.
Oh, I see. As far as looping goes, I know I know you messed around on my looper one time at open mic, and then I think you brought your whole pedal board before. Give me an idea of kind of like what you've got on your pedal board, so we know what we're talking about here.
So pedal board, I have a multi-effect, an old Line 6
Mm.
multi-effects pedal that
Oh,
I
okay.
I dabble with dialing tones and then
Is it some version of like a Helix or something
no.
or a pod or anything like that?
So it's actually it's called Firehawk Effects.
Okay.
So you can use a tablet or a phone, Android or Apple, and
Okay.
you it's a blue so you gotta so the way you can mess with the parameters on that one, you just hook it up to your Bluetooth on your
Mhm.
iPad or tablet or whatnot. And you can just mess with the because it has amp modeling built in and effects processing. So it's an amp modeler and effects processor.
Okay.
So you can mess with like amp modeling and effects processing, mess with the parameters of the different effects, and it's
Nice.
a cool
Nice.
one.
Yeah.
Cool one, and also just a few pedals, real basic stuff.
Okay.
So
Is there a particular tone that you try to go for whenever you're gigging?
Um, so with full band, I can speak on that with guitar tone. I try to just keep it simple, like I said, and try to
Mhm.
blend in, like see what the other guitarist. Okay, like the parts of the song is it gonna be a distorted tone
Yep.
or overdrive or clean.
Mhm.
I usually just keep it really, really basic. So I just have like my amplifier, a boost pedal, maybe a distortion or overdrive, and that's
Mhm.
generally the crux of my live rig.
Okay. All right,
Because
cool.
it's conducive, it's easier, loading and load out, and it's just what I need.
Sure. Now, does that plug directly into the PA or do you bring an amp with you to a full
I
band?
bring my amplifier. It's a
Yeah,
combo
what
amp.
kind?
It's a Fender Blues Junior.
Oh yeah, I have one right there.
Oh, okay, sweet. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah, man.
yeah, I bought it used myself.
Yep.
Bought it
Yep.
used.
Mhm.
And it's a good pedal platform amp. And it's great for gigs.
Yep. Yep.
Great for full band gigs, especially dealing with audio, dealing with a studio, not studio. I mean a live engineer, live sound guy. It's easy
Sure,
for
sure.
them to do their job. You just plug in and
Yep.
play, and they can just mic it up. So
Okay. All right, cool. That's awesome. Do you have any particular settings? Like I know on that Blues Junior, I've only owned it for less than a year, and since I play mostly acoustic, I haven't really had a whole lot of time to dig into that. I'm in the process of building a pedal board for my electric rig now, so I'm gonna dive deeper into it. But like I know the Blues Junior has like that boost button and that stuff. So, like, do you use that boost button or no? Or do you keep everything pretty clean and dry?
I just keep it just I don't use the fat channel. I think that's what it's called.
That's what it is. Fat.
Yeah,
Yeah. Sorry.
I
Sorry.
barely use
Yep.
it, but I did
Mhm.
dabble with once in a while, like natural overdrive with the amp, like cranking
Right.
channel volume to 10 and just tweak and just
Control the
cranking
master
the master
volume.
volume to like
Yeah.
4 or
Yep.
5, and you get a nice natural overdrive. I've dabbled with that. It's pretty cool.
Okay.
And it has a
Awesome.
nice warm tone. So
Yeah.
this is a
Yeah. That's
tube amplifier.
yep. And that's yeah. Exactly. It's a tube amp. I bought mine brand new. About like I said, about a year ago, I guess, and I think it cost me almost $1,000. So it's not,
Oh,
yeah, but I mean, it's not cheap, but
okay.
it's also, but it's a
Okay.
tube amplifier for about $1,000, which is somewhat affordable. I mean, you talk about these other tube amps, like the Fender Twin Reverb or whatever it's called, that'll cost you 4 grand,
Yeah, it's
so
expensive. Yeah, yeah.
so yeah. So it's nice to have an all tube amplifier for a reasonable price. I know it's not cheap, but it's at least a reasonable price,
Well, I
you
got
know.
mine used.
Okay.
So it was a nice price. So I forget, it was definitely not 1,000. It was used,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
great condition.
How long ago
And
did you buy it?
um
Roughly.
2, 3 years ago?
Okay, cool. Cool, cool, cool.
Yeah.
Yep. Where'd you get
I got it
it?
at Guitar Center. They had a nice, used one.
Okay,
Um,
nice.
it was
Where
a
at?
good, really great
Which
deal.
which guitar center?
I think the one in Cherry Hill actually.
Okay, yep.
So I took a
Awesome.
trip there one time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is there anything on the horizon? Do you have I know you said you've got gigs coming up with Amy Elizabeth. I know you said you're working towards your music education degree, which, sounds like it's going to be happening soon. What's the plan then after you get your degree? Are you going to stay at music and arts? Or are you looking at doing something privately? Like what are you going to do with that degree, if you don't mind me asking?
Just get it's gonna lead to a teacher certification through the state of New Jersey. So I can be a certified classroom music teacher.
Oh, I
Certified
see. So
music
you're gonna
teacher, yep.
you're gonna see if you can get a job at like a school and be a music teacher.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yep.
gotcha, gotcha. That's cool. What kind did you want to? If you had a preference, would you want to teach little kids, like grade school or high school or college? Like what would your preference be?
People have been telling me, yeah, Chris, you should teach middle school. You'll be a great
Hmm.
middle school teacher for music,
Okay. Yeah.
or
Yep.
instrumental music teacher, or general music teacher. You'll be good at that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
originally was gonna go the alternate route, but then I figured, I might as well just go full time and just finish a music ed degree.
Yeah, man.
So
That's awesome. What other instruments do you know? I think you mentioned piano earlier.
yeah, I learned keyboards. I play keyboards, piano.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep. When did that start? How did
I
that
was
come about?
actually in high school, so I self-taught myself piano. I took class piano. I was able to pick that up, which is
Nice.
useful,
Mhm.
being able to play keyboards, piano,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
for
Have
me
you
at
ever
least.
used it? Yeah, have you ever used it, like, in, like, a band setting or anything? Have you ever been the piano player in, like, a group or anything like that?
Yeah, I dabbled with it, with a friend with, Vince.
Mhm.
I was made just a lead guitarist, but
Okay.
I was dabbling with, like, synthesizer and a little bit of, keyboards.
Okay, cool.
So, with them, yeah,
Nice.
I still play a little bit here and there.
Yep, yep. Is that something that you wanna get better at or learn more about?
Definitely, definitely,
Yeah? Yep.
definitely, yep.
Yeah. I would like to learn I have a little keyboard, I feel like if I learned how to play piano, it would make the guitar a lot more familiar, you know?
Yep.
Because I don't know a whole lot of theory. I know like my pentatonic scale and stuff, and I can move that up and down the neck, and I know a lot of basic chords, but I think if I learned all the stuff I know on guitar, if I learned it on piano, I think it would connect a lot of dots for me, if you know what I mean.
Right, yeah, yeah, yep, yep,
Do you
theory
think
and
that's
harmony, yep,
yeah, I was gonna say, do you think does that sound about right based on what you know about guitar and piano?
yes,
Yeah.
yep.
How has the piano helped you be a better guitar player, or has it?
Well, I took theory in college, and my theory
Mhm.
teacher would always, use the, classroom piano,
Mhm.
as part of the lectures on theory. So it's
Yep.
the way the keys are laid out all and, the octaves and whatnot. But he used to, yeah, he always would demonstrate, if we're learning counterpoint, writing, or,
Mhm.
species counterpoint, which is college level theory, or, understanding harmony, harmonic analysis, he would always use a piano. So
Okay.
definitely,
Yeah.
definitely helpful for understanding theory and fundamentals of
Yeah.
music.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point because I'm on the 2 songs that I have released right now on all platforms, there are harmonies in the choruses, but I don't know how to do harmonies. So Leanne has, comes in and she does the harmonies for the choruses. And I don't know how to do it, but I guess if I just maybe looked up a YouTube video or something like that on how to find the harmonies on a piano, that would probably help me quite a bit.
Well, that's just understanding intervals.
Yeah.
You even play a melody on guitar. Play like what's it called, a harmony part on guitar.
Oh, yeah, I
That's
guess
always
I
a
could
neat
do
thing
that
to
too.
do. Is that
Yeah.
and that would add like layers. Yeah.
Right, right. That's true. That's true. Like the first, the third. I mean, like we know the first, the third, and the fifth make up your chord, right? So, like, if I was and this may not be a fair question, Christian, but I'm going to put you on the spot.
Okay.
If I was,
All
if I
right.
was singing like a melody, and let's say I want to add just a basic harmony to it, where do I go? If the root is the 1, do I go to like the 3rd or the 5th to try to get a melody?
Third, yeah, I mean, a third and fifth, you're outlining a chord tone. You outline the
Right.
chord tones, root third and the fifth.
Right. So
Yeah,
like if let's say my melody was, let's say one of my notes in my melody was on the root, like the C. So then I guess I go up to like the E or whatever, right?
yeah,
To
a third or a
try to
fifth.
find a right, the E or the G. Okay. I might have to try it one day on guitar and just see how it sounds.
Yeah, yep.
Speaking of YouTube, do you watch a lot of these YouTube guitar players and stuff like that? Do you find? I mean, I do. I watch a lot of like YouTube guitarists and try to learn stuff from those guys. Do you do any of that stuff, or do you just kind of rely on what you know already?
Yeah, my YouTubes are great for
Mhm.
referencing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Great
yep,
reference. There's a few YouTube instructors, man, that are great.
yeah,
Tomo Fujita is one of them.
yeah, man. He was on the show.
Yeah,
I,
it's
I,
just funny that you said that. I did see an episode of your
yeah,
show,
man.
so I have watched that some of your, stuff. I told you that at the,
Yep,
open mic.
yep, yep.
Yeah,
I
I
appreciate it.
watched that one. Yeah, he's a great
Yeah.
instructor, very
He's awesome. I've been trying to get him on the show for over a year, and then he just wasn't ready. He didn't really know the people on my podcast, because I interview mostly local folks. So I had been chatting with him through email on and off, and I would send him like posts or send him random episodes and stuff, and he's always been very supportive. And then one day he just messaged me and he was like, "Hey, I'm releasing an updated version of my book, Guitar Wisdom. Would you like a copy?" And I said, "Hell yeah!" So he sent me the code for it, and I downloaded it. And then I said, "This is great. Can you come on my podcast? We'll talk about it." And he was like, "Sure." So after like a year of trying to get him on, he finally said yes.
oh, that's awesome.
It was great. Yep. Anybody else that you follow on YouTube? Anybody that you can remember?
He's one Marty Schwartz.
Oh
Great
yeah,
for
Marty.
beginners and intermediate players. A
Marty's
great
great.
blues player too.
He is.
His
He
lessons are
is. Yep.
fun. Justin
Yeah.
Sanico, he plays everything like close to the record.
Yeah.
There's,
Is he the one? Is he like the Irish guy or whatever? It's Justin Guitar. Is that him or
yeah,
I can't
he's
remember. Yeah.
I think he's
Justin Sanders.
Australian.
Australia. Yeah, maybe he is. I'm not sure. I'm
I
not
think he's
sure. But yeah.
Australian.
Yeah,
So
maybe. Sorry, Justin, if you see this. Which you won't, but hey, you never know. You never know. No, but he's great. I know Leanne was following one of his like courses because she's Leanne is primarily um a mandolin player and a piano player and all that stuff. And then over the last like 2 years, she's been teaching herself guitar. So she was following one of his courses for quite a bit just to try to beef up her guitar skills. And it was working well for her. So yeah, he's a good one too. So all right. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about before we wrap it up, Christian? Anything else you wanted to promote or just let the audience know about you? And if not,
um
that's totally fine.
no, it's a pretty straightforward, simple, local
Okay.
musician. So
Yeah, man.
it's-
Yep. Yeah.
yep.
Where can people that's so I just thought of something. Where can people find you on social media? Like if they want to, get to see you play or learn your stuff or see announcements for upcoming gigs, where can they find you?
I'm on Facebook and Instagram.
Mhm.
Um
Just Christian Santiago or
Chris
you have
Santiago on Facebook. And Instagram is at Chris Alex Santiago. So
Chris Alex Santiago.
yep.
Okay, cool. Thank you very much for taking the time to talk with me.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Dave. Awesome
Yeah,
stuff.
man. Thank you so much.